Happening now, our team is tracking a significant winter storm. We hear from road crews who hope this will be the last blast of the season. And New York's official flower is in bloom as road work gets underway in Jamestown. A look at one of the biggest projects ahead. Plus, hear how a local group is aiming to help Ukraine with a tasty fundraiser.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now as we close out another week. I'm Justin Gould. A lot of local news is coming up, but first, the weather leads for us today. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live now. As Dakota, we're getting ready to deal with what could possibly a pretty significant winter storm this weekend. What do you know?
Yes, we are, Justin. And understand, we're still in winter. Understand, we still have about another week or so to go before we're into spring. But yes, we've still got some more snow to come on in. And the satellite and radar composite shows you basically some snow showers moving across Lake Erie. But we are going to see rain showers returning as we go into the afternoon hours, which will mix with snow showers. So there's your winter storm warning. All the counties that are shaded in pink, that includes Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Allegheny, Warren, and southern Erie counties. Northern Erie is under a winter weather advisory. The northern part of Erie County includes the Lake Erie shoreline. And this winter storm warning goes until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So in terms of the impacts, this is basically what we're looking at here. So again, temperature, it's going to be cold, but that's not going to be the main issue. Snowfall, wind chill, blowing snow will be the three main impacts here. And we are talking about snow totals that could reach close to a foot in some spots, close to, but not exactly a foot. So those are the main weather impacts. So here's the forecast. So partial sunshine through today. More clouds arrive later on than mixed rain and snow showers come our way. Then it changes to snow for the evening, 42 to 48 with a south wind, 7 to 14. The snow continues tonight and then into tomorrow. Then temperatures go up as we go into next week. We'll talk about where they're going with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
Yeah, Dakota, everybody's looking for relief, and hopefully we'll get some soon. Thank you, sir. The Department of Public Works crews here in Jamestown are getting ready for yet another blast of winter weather this weekend. Mark Schlemner tells us that crews hope this storm will be one of the last of the season. Now, we've heard from the city's civil engineer on many occasions this winter as his team has worked tirelessly to keep local roadways free of ice and snow. With spring on the horizon, he is hopeful that Mother Nature will let up soon. In fact, he says the longevity of this winter season has been taking a toll on plow drivers, especially those who work overnight.
Around this point, guys get anxious a little bit, especially our night guys that are on at 10 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, they've been doing this now for many months, adjusting their sleep schedules, and so they start to get anxious to have that shift come to an end. Which we typically do around the 15th of March. So we're not that far away.
Now, he goes on to say that another factor in play this weekend will be road construction. Crews will be paying extra attention when clearing snow in work zones. And work to redesign a major thoroughfare in Jamestown is now getting underway. Construction crews began preliminary work on Washington Street this morning. The full project, according to city officials, will get underway on Monday between Fluvanna Avenue and 2nd Street. The road's current 4-lane configuration will be modified into 3, with a 2-way left turn lane in the middle of the road. New crosswalks and pedestrian lights will also be installed. In connection with the redesign, the Jamestown Board of Public Utilities will also be working on a water line replacement project that's between 6th and 22nd Streets. While the road work is underway, motorists should expect delays in those areas. And officials in Jamestown are working to connect the community to determine the future of multiple funding sources currently allocated to help address the city's housing stock. As WNY News Now's Bronson Rasmussen reports, members of the City Council will be working with the city's Department of Development in determining the future of several grants.
In 2019, the city of Jamestown was given nearly $2 million in an effort to develop housing and increase economic opportunities. Since then, other funds were allocated via the Home American Rescue Plan grant. In addition to walking tours of several neighborhoods, Director of Development Crystal Sertic wants to hold public input meetings to gauge feedback.
Rather than us struggle to try to get through it, we've got more coming. We thought that it made some sense to reallocate some of that home funding to Crick and Code and try to, kind of spread it out.
She says departments like the Citizen Opportunity for Development and Equality and Chautauqua Home Rehabilitation and Improvement Corporation have run out of funding. The plan is to give home funds to help resume services.
All three organizations are working on getting all of those funds expended. The money's out in the community rather than sitting waiting for us to be able to do something with it.
The resolution for reallocation of funds will most likely be brought before the council sometime in April. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Brunson, thank you. A former America's Got Talent competitor is performing in Jamestown this weekend. The Shadow Illusion Troupe Catapult will perform live on stage Sunday, March 13th at 7 o'clock at the Redesign Center for the Arts. An America's Got Talent finalist from Season 8, Catapult dancers work behind a screen to create shadow illusions of shapes from the world around us. Packed with hundreds of illusions, including mountains, elephants, dragons, and more, the show is full of humor, emotion, and engaging stories. Catapult launched into the limelight and into homes of millions of people around the world on AGT in 2013. Since then, they've been busy touring the world with their show, Magic Shadows. The performance is 90 minutes long, including one intermission. Tickets start at $10 for kids, $20 for adults. They're available online at the Redesign box office, redesign.com. And baseball's 99-day lockout ended yesterday, pending a final vote from owners. Major League Baseball and the Players Association have signed onto a new collective bargaining agreement. This tentative deal ends a lockout that began in December, making it the second longest work stoppage in that sport's history. Free agent signings can get underway Thursday, with spring training set to begin this weekend. The agreement salvages the complete 162-game regular season, and opening day will be Thursday, March 7th. As WNY News Now continues, a milestone in the COVID-19 vaccine rollout was reached yesterday in our region, the latest from health leaders. And later, the state's DMV's new driver's licenses. Look at that as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our two great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
Around the region now, UPMC Hammett gave out their 75,000th dose of the COVID-19 vaccine yesterday. It was given to 5-year-old Jordan, accompanied by his mom, Katie. This is Jordan's first dose of the shot. This all comes a day before the 2-year anniversary of the World Health Organization declaring COVID-19 a pandemic. Staff over at UPMC Hammett welcomed Jordan and let him pick out his own Band-Aid and gave him a sticker to take home. Other staff members told our news partner WNY News Now they're seeing more and more patients bringing in their children for a COVID-19 vaccine.
I would say do it. It's for everybody.
And for those kids watching, he was so brave,
Yep,
right?
you were very brave.
We've been seeing quite a few kids. I know there's a lot of folks waiting for the 6-month to 4-year-old, but we're still, waiting for that authorization. But we've been seeing a lot of 5 to 11-year-olds coming in with their parents to get vaccinated.
Well, Jordan will be receiving a goodie bag from UPMC Hammond in a few days to congratulate him on being the 75,000th person to get their vaccine. Well, the New York DMV will begin issuing new driver's licenses, permits, and non-driver ID cards that include upgraded security features. DMV customers who apply for a new license or ID and those who renew or replace an existing document or after today will receive a new one. The new security features are meant to verify that a license or permit is real and to prevent any kind of tampering. Additionally, new features of the cards will make it easier to verify visually and by touch. This includes raised images, text that can be felt, as well as enhanced images that change when viewed at different angles. Officials say the new DMV cards will be available to customers very soon. DMV's last unveiled a new design in 2013, introducing a polycarbonate card with a number of elements aimed at preventing tampering, identity theft, and fraudulent duplication. For more, you can check out the DMV site at dmv.ny.gov. Well, we are now heading into the third week of the Russian attack on Ukraine, and Ukraine's president accusing Russian President Vladimir Putin of war crimes. And our local congressional members are also condemning Putin's actions. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has more.
The Russian attack on Ukraine continues. International leaders and congressional members are outraged over reports of a recent Russian attack on a maternity and children's hospital in southern Ukraine. Satellite footage shows the hospital before and after the attack.
Mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers protecting not just their children or their grandchildren or their home or their community, but literally protecting democracy itself from a murderous dictator who I said weeks ago had no regard for human life, and he proved it in a gross, gruesome, horrific way yesterday when he bombed a maternity ward.
Senator Bob Casey spoke with us following that attack.
I'm not a war crimes investigator, but that is a war crime. There's no other way to say it. And he should be investigated and prosecuted for that, in addition to the horror that he's bringing to the Ukrainian people.
The senator is praising the bravery of the Ukrainian people and their leader, President Volodymyr Zelensky, who the senator remotely met with a few days ago.
We hear from him directly about what this fight is about, how he has not just personalized this fight by putting his own life at risk every minute of every day since this war started, and frankly, long before the war started, to tell the Ukrainian people, I'm staying, I'm going to fight, literally in the fight himself. I don't think there's an example in recent history of one leader being so courageous and in some ways manifesting and personifying the courage and the determination of his own people.
At the Capitol, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you. The Senate passed a massive government funding bill last night. That measure includes a $13.6 in aid to Ukraine, the $1.5 trillion bill in total, known on Capitol Hill as the Omnibus Bill, cleared the House earlier in the week. It now heads to President Biden's desk for signature. And the Pennsylvania Fair Funding trial has concluded with closing arguments wrapping up yesterday. The historic trial first kicked off on November 12th. Throughout the majority of the trial, petitioners who filed the suit made their case on what they call the inequitable and inequity funding of PA schools. The suit was originally filed in 2014 by 6 districts, 2 statewide organizations, and several parents and families to seek a long-term solution to PA's funding system. Over 14,000 pages of petitioners' testimony argued that the General Assembly failed in its constitutional responsibility to ensure thorough and efficient system of public education spending. They roughly spent about 3.5 months sharing evidence on how the current funding system discriminates against students in districts with low property values and incomes. Petitioners say they were able to bring something to the trial that respondents could not, voices of those impacted.
It was compelling for the judge to hear directly from people impacted by the current inadequate and inequitable system. The judge heard persuasive testimony from superintendents, teachers, education and economics experts, a student. They explained in detail the deficiencies of the current system.
Post-trial briefings and oral arguments are expected to go into early July before a hearing. Regardless of a final ruling there, it's likely we'll see an appeal to the Supreme Court from either side. And prices kept rising in the U.S. in February, pushing a key inflation measure to its highest level in 40 years. The U.S. government reporting the Consumer Price Index rose to 7.9% for the 12th month ending in February. Now, the figure is not adjusted for seasonal savings. That's up from January's annual pace of 7.5%. Inflation now has reached a new 40-year high for 4 months in a row. Gas, food, and housing prices, which are a necessity rather than a discretionary spending, drove the February price increase. Gas prices alone contributed to nearly a third of the overall inflation. They've been spiking since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th. Coming up, we get a look at our pet of the week, and later, hear how one local group tried to help Ukraine with some pancakes. But when we return, a full look at our weather forecast and this impending winter storm. Stay with us. WNY News Now will be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
This winter, let New York State take your breath away. Come be a part of it. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
And who doesn't love pancakes? Come on. Let's take a look at what am I trying to say here? The daylight savings time graphic. Okay, so we've been mentioning this throughout the week. So Saturday night, as you go to bed, make sure you spring the clocks forward 1 hour. If you still have old-fashioned clocks, make sure you spring them forward. The sunset on Sunday comes up at 7:21. So, you know, we lose an hour of sleep, but we gain at least an hour of daylight. And speaking of the holidays here, yeah, we're getting close to St. Patrick's Day next Thursday. The spring equinox comes up in 9 days, officially spring on the calendar. And we go into April in 21 days, and officially Easter in a little more than a month away. So let's take a look at the HD News Now cam. You can see some puffy white clouds downtown right now. As of noon hour, we are currently at 43 degrees with a south to southwest wind at 13. The wind gust is at 18. And when you bring the wind in combination with the air temperature, there's your wind chill index of 36. So here's where we stand right now on the watch warning map. So all the areas shaded in pink, that is your winter storm warning. That includes all of the southern tier, including Warren County and southern Erie County, Pennsylvania. The northern section right near the shoreline is under a winter weather advisory. The reason for that is because the most amount of snow will likely be further across the inland areas and not towards the Lake Erie shoreline. So here's our storm system right here. It's taking shape across the Midwest. It's moving across the Ohio River Valley, and then we are ultimately going to see the impacts of this start as we go into the later part of today. So let's take you through the computer modeling here on FutureScan, and let's show you what's going to happen here. So here comes some snow showers being painted here, but I don't think that's really going to materialize. We are going to see rain showers first, then we'll switch over to snow showers as we go into the overnight hours tonight. And these snow showers are going to continue through the day on Saturday with moderate to heavy bursts at times as well. So understand, it's not just the heavy snow that we're going to be dealing with, but it's also going to be the winds. We're talking about wind gusts possibly getting close to 40 miles an hour through the day on Saturday. So that'll cause some blowing snow. And then as we go into Saturday afternoon and into Sunday, we actually see some lake effects setting up across the eastern part of Lake Erie. So that'll keep some of the snow going as we go into Saturday night. Then by the time we go into Sunday, the best chance of snow will be Sunday morning and then early Sunday afternoon. And then we start to shake loose those snow showers as we go into Sunday afternoon. So this is what we're looking at in terms of snowfall. This is not a paralyzing storm by any sense of the means, but this is going to add at least about a half a foot of snow across the westernmost areas where you see this purple shade that could be upwards of 6, 7, maybe even 8 inches in some spots. And again, it's not the biggest storm we've had, but still, when it's kind of felt like spring, it's kind of like a jolt. And then take a look at tomorrow for the St. Patrick's Day Dash. Starts at 7:30 at the Northwest Arena, continues through downtown, 20 to 19 through the morning with snow. And it will be blowing around. So yeah, if you're braving it, just make sure you know how to dress for it. So you can see the blowing snow continues as we go into Saturday. Still cold, better in the afternoon on Sunday. 47 Monday, a chance for a mixed rain and snow shower on Tuesday. And then we're back up to almost near 60, Justin, next Thursday. Break out the Bermuda shorts and the metal detector.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take all of it that you can give me, even if it means I got to get through a little bit of winter weather this weekend, Dakota. Thank you very much. Well, a local group dedicated to community service is now working to help those struggling in Ukraine by donating proceeds from their upcoming pancake breakfast fundraiser. Our Alana Wingate joining us live now in the newsroom today with more. Hey, Alana.
Hi, Justin. The Faulkner Rotary Club is gearing up for their yearly fundraiser breakfast for the first time since COVID-19 shut it down. Generally, the fundraiser helps support club activities for the year. However, in light of the Russian attack on Ukraine, the club president, Nina Gustafson, explains the group has shifted their priorities.
We normally have our pancake and waffle breakfast twice a year. And this year we've decided, because of what's happening, the tragedy in Ukraine, we've decided to spearhead our fundraising to donate the money to Rotary International's disaster relief efforts in Ukraine.
Even with the extensive fundraising from all parts of the world, the group's efforts go beyond the batter.
We also partner with a company called Shelterbox, and they actually partnered with us to provide temporary housing. We've worked with them in other past efforts.
With the carnage being so far away, it's easy for some to overlook. However, Gustafson feels the disaster needs everyone's attention.
Communities are worldwide. We're all connected. You look at the humanity of the crisis, it's gut-wrenching.
In the end, Gustafson says the Rotary's cause remains the same, whether at home or abroad.
Our passion is to serve the community, and this is just one aspect that we can not only serve our local community, but serve our worldwide community as well.
The Rotary's pancake and waffle breakfast will be held Saturday, March 26th, beginning at 7:30 a.m. and lasting until 10:30 a.m. The fundraiser will take place at the Falcon's Nest 2001 East Main Street. It costs $9 for adults and $5 for children. Justin, back to you.
All right, Alana, thank you very much. And again, for more information and to buy tickets, we'll check your story out later today at WNYNewsNow.com. Talk about the community really coming together. And one of the things that I think stuck out the most to me was the fact that there are Rotary clubs in Ukraine right now who are struggling with this. And I could tell, it seemed like when talking with her, she was really passionate about trying to help out in that sense. It's really incredible.
Yeah, Justin, I couldn't agree more. I think their efforts are extremely commendable considering the damages we've seen on the news lately, like in the articles, on social media. So I really encourage their efforts, and I encourage everyone to go out and definitely participate in their fundraising.
Right. And this is their first fundraiser, as you mentioned, back from the pandemic. So being able to shift that money, where I'm sure they'd like to raise funds for things that they do. They host the Santa Parade in Falconer every year. Nina and company does an excellent job. So again, WNYNewsNow.com will have a lot more information throughout the rest of the day. Alana, thank you very much. And we'll take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us.
Oh, God.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the First Defense Weather Team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Each week, we take some time to try to highlight our furry friends who are up for adoption at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. We're having some technical difficulties today, so unfortunately, Brian's not able to bring our pet this week in person, but I got some awesome info to tell you about it. Take a look at this. This is Wanda. She's a 5-year-old dog, and she is a huge snuggle buddy. Brian tells us that she absolutely loves to be around people, is very affectionate, and as spring comes, she loves to go for walks. In fact, according to her profile at chqhumane.org, she actually loves to walk in the winter. So I suppose she'll have her luck out this weekend as more snow's in the forecast, and of course snuggling up after that. One thing to note, she's not a big fan of cats, so she'd best be in a home without one. Of course, if you think maybe she's a great fit for your family, it's so easy to meet up with her. You have to fill out an application process online at chqhumane.org. And Wanda can be yours. And of course, you can meet with her and make sure that she's a good mix for you and your family. And there's so many other awesome pics of her there online at chqhumane.org, where we'll have a lot more information on our friend Wanda. So really, really great. And you know, Dakota, that's the thing. It's when you're looking for a dog, I know a lot of people maybe aren't shelter dog fans, but I have never had an issue in that sense. They've always been loving and caring, and it seems like Wanda's a great fit for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I've mentioned before about how my cat really wasn't a shelter cat, but she was a rescue cat.
Right.
So,
yeah, it really, really is great. So, well, that's going to do it for our broadcast this week. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our free mobile app. We'll leave you with this live look over 3rd Street in downtown Jamestown. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here live at noon on